Alright, hello and welcome to this weather update. It's almost midnight. It's about 11:45 on the 19th of January, approaching midnight. We are in the rain right now, and we're going to take a closer look at what's going on across our area here with this storm. I am using the Wonderground because it just doesn't want to work. The IntelliCast is no more, so we're going to have to use this instead. But you can see here the rain snow line, pretty much raining across most of Long Island except maybe extreme parts of the North Shore. North of that, though, it is snowing, but that line is moving steadily northward. And you can see here as we pull out a little more, you can see lots and lots of heavy rain that will be coming up through our area through the night. You can see more of it here, and it goes back. This storm is actually very large, and we're going to actually pull out even further because this is how large the storm is. Literally, it is just covering the whole eastern two-thirds of the country. Here it is, going all the way back down south into the Florida here. So it looks like a nice little line of thunderstorms. You can see the moisture feeds coming right off the tropics, off that warm water, and into the storm, giving it some more energy. And if we go and we look at the radar from the Weather Service, we'll go ahead and look at that next. You will see that. I just put this up here and get this running. Yeah, they still use flash. I don't know why they do, but anyway, you can see here is the rain. See that heavy rain over our area. So this is just getting started. It's gonna continue through the night. We're gonna be dealing with this heavy rain, as you see here. It's gonna be continuing through the night. At least it's not snow. Here is the storm on the Ventus sky. It shows you all the warm air, the feet of warm air coming up. Literally, look at that. Look at how warm some of these air temperatures are offshore. 70-degree air temperatures about 200 to 300 miles to the southeast of us, which is pretty crazy. We're not going to see that kind of warmth, but you could see that the warm air and the southeast flow is changing it all over to rain. You can see here some very cold air here. This is the very cold air that's going to come in behind the storm. But you can clearly see the circulation, which is why I'm showing you this. Now, let's go to the models and see the latest as to what they have with the storm. And, I mean, nothing much has changed. We know the deal, that it's going to be a rainstorm for Long Island, and it's going to change to rain for most of the Hudson Valley and Connecticut. And it's going to be heavy rain, and it's going to be pouring through the night into tomorrow in the early afternoon when it finally wraps up, and that storm finally gets out of here. And when it leaves the rainfall totals, we're going to have quite a bit of rain. Yep, still has us. The GFS a little lighter than some of the other model runs, but still at least 1 to 2 inches on the GFS. Now, if we go ahead and we look at the NAM, you'll see the NAM is a little heavier and has us more around 2 inches, and this is what I'm more inclined to believe because I think that we're going to see some convection out of this. So I'm just going to check this radar and wind speed. Alright, to show you the wind speeds coming in. So the winds are going to start picking up too from the southeast as we head into tomorrow, especially some of these lines of some of these heavy thunderstorms here. Some really heavy thunderstorms here that are going to could be some thunderstorms. I wouldn't be surprised. Right around, I would say, the morning hours of Sunday. Especially more likely over the eastern part of Long Island. You can see that moisture feed. Look at that. Very unusual to see that in the winter. But again, that is due to the warmer than normal ocean temperatures. Let me just change it to this. Alright, so this is actually not the one I want to use. This is the one I want to use. Yeah. Alright, so just to show you again where that line is, you see that line goes well inland, even on the NAM. And again, just look at that heavy rain just clobbering the east end. Now, it looks like the eastern part of Long Island, Suffolk County, could see the higher amounts of rain. And look, you even have some purples in here. That's crazy. That's a squall line right there. And that's because you have warm air on this side, warm oceans, and very cold air on this side. So it's a very strong cold front, and that could cause some issues, for sure. That could definitely cause some issues. Alright, so we looked at the rainfall. here is just, let's look at the dew point just to show you that there is humid air off to this area over here. We're not going to see that much of that humid air, but again, you can see all the moisture that's feeding into this thing, giving it its energy. So let's take a look and see what it has for temperature. Alright, so temperatures, again, temperatures are going to warm up into the 40s, and this doesn't have it as warm as the GFS, but I still think we're going to see some 40s and maybe a 50-degree reading, particularly maybe in southern New Jersey. It's before the bottom drops out, so that's the thing. We know that's going to happen already. Let me look at this ML Cape here. This lists the risk for thunderstorms. Doesn't have too strong of a risk for thunderstorms. You can see it's over here more, but it's a bit of a concern. I'm going to go back to the GFS and I'm going to look at the thermodynamics and the temperatures, because I know the GFS brings those temperatures up a little more. Yeah, it brings them up a little more. Don't be surprised if it hits 50 somewhere in probably mostly in southern New Jersey, and then the cold air comes in, as we know, into Monday. And we're going to be very cold on Monday. Now I want to look at the cloud. Well, I really shouldn't look at this. Yeah, it doesn't really have it clear on Monday, unfortunately. Oh, all right. Well, let's get through the storm first, then I'll deal with that. It's such a big storm. It's kind of overwhelming, because we got to look at some more models. I got to look at the HRRR, and this only goes out about 18 hours, but it's enough to show you the storm. And again, you can see here it is rain and it pours. HRRR is maybe a little less convection, but they all agree on the track, a rain track for us. And we can look at the total rainfall on that. Yep, 2 inches over Long Island, per 2 inch plus over Long Island. I think somebody's going to see over 2 inches. We can look at the RGM as well. These are all the latest 0Z runs. Let's see how that pans out. So again, around 2 inches of rain seems to be the agreement. Let's look at the HDRPS. This is a little bit of a higher resolution model that I like to use. Again, yeah, it has some areas of Long Island possibly getting as much as 3 inches. There could be a little band of 3-inch rainfalls, and this is why if we go and we look at the radar echo simulation, we can see. Look at these just dark reds that are forming, and they seem to be hitting Suffolk County. And another band over here, and again, they even have some purples. This is where there could be some thunderstorm activity, but it wouldn't even surprise me if it gets over here. It wouldn't even be surprising me if it does. And then the bottom drops. And the concern with this is all this rain, and the temperatures start dropping very rapidly. So whatever doesn't evaporate by later Sunday into the evening is going to be ice. I talked about this in the other video. You can see how cold it's going to get. According to the HDRPS, this might be a little overdone here, but it has the temperature only around 1 degree Monday morning, which is incredibly cold. I don't know if we're going to see that. That's the HDRPS for that. I don't use that for the temperatures. But as you can see, we pretty much have the situation here with the storm. We're going to get the rain. What you see is what you're going to get for the next, with the rain, probably for the next at least 12 hours. And there's going to be coastal flooding. There's going to be, flash flooding. We have a flash flood watch in effect. We have the winter storm warnings are in effect inland, but not for our area. But we have the coastal flood advisory in effect. And we also have small craft advisory because of the wind's picking up. So it's going to be a very stormy 24 hours, and then it ends with just some really cold weather. So I'll have another update for you later on, maybe sometime during the day tomorrow, maybe a couple of updates, because this is quite a strong storm that definitely needs to be watched closely, because you could see the amount of heavy rain that's falling after we've had so much wet weather. We've had a little bit of a break, but the wet weather just is causing a lot of issues with the rivers and the lakes, and a lot of high water in a lot of places, and this is going to happen again, and now you're going to have the freeze coming. So what can I tell you? It is a schizophrenic, or should I say bipolar, probably a better word, a bipolar weather pattern that we seem to continue to be in here going from heavy rain to ice cold conditions, all within a period of 24 hours. So I'll keep you updated. Thank you for watching.